Today you are being asked to feel into your creative, sensual energy, to lay down fears of being true to yourself as part of the process in becoming truly free and truly balanced. Claim those burning desires so that the universe knows what exactly to bring in and no less. Please keep in mind that these readings are timeless, so whenever you come across it, you're meant to find it, and there may be a message within for you. Hello everyone, it's Amanda with Orchid Divinations, and I'm here with your message of the day. So today I was given 2 song downloads before I did the read. I was given them on my walk that I take with my dog every day to the park. With these 2 songs, just 2 lines within them came up that were relevant. One was the line, "Don't Fear the Reaper," and the song "Don't Fear the Reaper" or "Don't Fear" by Blue Oyster Cult. And the other was "You Are My Fire, the One Desire" in the song "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys. Just that portion. I didn't know how those 2 even related, but after pulling the spread, I understood right away, and I'll explain and get into how those fit as we get into the read. So with the Dark Lady here in reversed, she speaks of blocked energy that is heavily skewed toward our internal masculine. Now, this is not in reference to your external counterpart if you are the divine feminine, though there are messages in regards to the physical masculine later in the read as well. As you know, outside of our physical counterparts embodying the 2 separate energies, we also have both energies present within us. That is our internal yin and yang, which is energetically and spiritually trying to keep itself in balance as we navigate this physical incarnation. So with this card in reversed, it is suggesting that we are skewed toward our inner masculine energy at this time. We may be frenetically active, occupying ourselves with work, tasks, etc., and ignoring the call within. When we fall too much into this masculine energy, we neglect the feeling and receptive sides of ourselves and can tend to, without realizing, though I'm hearing that some are aware when this process happens, but we tend to keep our feelings repressed. We can become aloof, holding back from others as a way of holding back from ourselves. This is also where we see the external divine masculine counterpart get stuck, and it is here that they need to observe and feel the feminine's rebalancing in order to guide them energetically back into balance with their receptive spiritual and emotional energies. I'm seeing the cause today for these blockages and imbalances are stemming from fear, and this fear is tied to the sacral chakra, which this chakra seems to play a key role overall for the collective that makes their way to my videos. This blockage makes sense to see as well when you consider that the Dark Lady in reverse also speaks to sexual blocks and creative energy blocks. Again, both of those things are embodied in the sacral chakra. And we also have this orange very prominent here as well. The sacral block is not embracing your true desires, those things that spark fire within you, both creatively and sexually. When we deny ourselves that creative endeavor, that person we are attracted and drawn to, but don't allow ourselves to want or pursue, so we shut down the desire, or even this can be seen if you're currently struggling with being open about your own sexual preferences or sexual identity. Refusing to allow these things to flow and be open to them, we turn away in fear and distract ourselves by being overly productive or extremely busy externally as a way to alleviate the fears of looking within. So this makes sense with the download I was given as I was walking my dog. A car drove by, blasting the Backstreet Boys, which I haven't heard in a while, so it's a little strange. A blast back to, to my preteens, if I date myself there. Um, and the single phrase that was clearly audible was just, "You are my fire, my one desire." And then, of course, the car sped away. I won't subject you to my singing. I'm not a big fan of reads that end up turning into American Idol, though that's not to bash my fellow readers, my lovely fellow readers. I just won't do that to you guys. You don't want that. This song lyric, this Backstreet Boy song lyric, was a call to truly embrace your desires, to allow the energy to balance. For it is the only way to truly experience true freedom over here in this lifetime. When you only acknowledge and allow only a part of yourself, you may think you're allowing in true wish fulfillment from the universe, as we see with this nine of cups here. But notice how these cups are present, but they are in fact empty. The shell is there in appearance, but the true substance and nourishment that wish is meant to bring in is lacking. We didn't fully call in what it is we desire by owning it with complete confidence, so the universe can deliver it in its entirety. It's like being in a restaurant craving, I don't know, a loaded baked potato, but you feel like the others at the table might judge you. So you hesitantly ask the waiter, or the divine, represents the divine, "I think I'd like a potato." And the waiter isn't going to read your mind and know what you want on it, so who knows? He may bring you that potato. It could be cold and unheated, or in the form of fries. Sure, it's a potato, all right, but it wasn't what you were really craving. The universe, in its imagery over here, which I'll cover, and this courage card here in reverse, the singer of the courage, is showing me that this block to embracing what really lights us up is fear. And then the question becomes, why is it that I'm afraid to really go after what I want? Am I just keeping myself small, occupying myself and distracting myself with metaphorical french fries that will never sate that need for the loaded baked potato? If I sit and play with this napkin, maybe I can distract myself enough to not notice I'm just munching on fries that I didn't really want. So the first step in balancing the sacral chakra, because we have the balance forces in the sacral chakra here, the first step is to balance these blocks, which are known or unknown. The universe says here, with the singer of courage in reverse, to ask ourselves, what can I do to open my heart to courage, so that when I feel the fear, I can follow through with what I need to do, or follow through with pursuing what I want to pursue. When overcome with fear and self-doubt, deep dive and question what it is you are truly afraid of, so that you can root out true fears that lie behind the false fears. By lessening the hold of the false fears, it'll give you courage to acknowledge and confront the true fears in a constructive and open-hearted way. By the imagery here, I can see that by the imagery here, I see the false fear we project becomes a distorted and inauthentic version of ourselves here with the Seven of Swords. This is the Seven of Swords card of deception. We aren't this way with the intent to deceive. We aren't purposely trying to deceive, but this lie is thrown on as a self-protection mechanism. Notice how his claws are fully out, ready to defend himself. You may feel like being clear here with the Ace of Swords and direct in presenting your true self and your true desires, that it would leave you defenseless. The imagery of the claws being cut. But it's this disarming and trusting in the universe, with Mickle a Muckle over here to the side, a card of trusting the process and the divine. This trust that will allow you to naturally call in your desires in its entirety rather than keeping it at bay in any measure. The results you're currently obtaining and manifesting in may look like it's there and present, but in actuality, these cups here are empty. You may be holding on to a narrative that is keeping you out in the cold from these desires. But we have now stepped into a spiritual phase where that persona no longer suits the energetic atmosphere we're shifting into, or have shifted into, rather. Notice here on the Fool, the card of the new beginnings, the new beginning of this spiritual cycle. He is dressed completely wrong for his surroundings. He is dressed as someone keeping themselves in winter, out in the cold, and the sun over here is meant to shine a light on this. It is time to redress. Which brings in my second song download, the line, "Don't fear the Reaper." Don't fear this transformation, as the death card usually represents in tarot. And don't fear the death of this old narrative and outer representation that was resonating with fear instead of trust in the divine. With these cards of the sacral and balance forces, we are needing to embrace more trust, flow, and surrender. More of that feminine energy in order to receive. The collective I'm reading for, especially when it comes to the divine masculine, the external masculine, is heavily skewed toward the internal masculine energy, as I'm reading in this moment, as the cards are showing. This has actually even become a societal pattern and trend that we are seeing. More people pressing themselves toward external goals and ladders, excessively driven and frenetically active, which are all good necessary energies when they are in proper balance. Again, this outer drive stems from a fear to look truly within, a mask to self and others to keep us at a safe, protective distance from perceived shame or disappointment that we can't have or truly deserve what we want and desire. But again, this pattern is unfit or unsuited for this cycle of your life. This fear of being left out in the cold, only to fend for yourself. And this is felt strongly on a societal level. These guards and distance we place against one another set us in this desert here. Sets us in this, as I drop my card, set us in this desert here, and with these empty cups. We need to once again be receptive to the truth, emotional flow, and acceptance of feeling, especially in terms of desires, creativity, and sex, in order to refill what's been left in drought. Again, with the imbalanced sacral here and the lady in reverse, this speaks to sexual blocks and repression. This is especially evident on an external divine masculine counterpart's side, right now in the spiritual collective. Again, our masculine or feminine counterparts can resonate with any gender, male or female, or even a nondescript gender. These are just labels that describe the energy dynamics, not gender. For clarity, you can look up the divine feminine and divine masculine to see that no matter what gender you are, the energy you resonate with within your soulmate or twin flame partnership. So the divine masculine is not letting themselves want or desire what they really want, throwing their sacral chakra and their sacral energy out of whack. In this lifetime, one of those desires is obviously you. Your divine masculine carries sacral chakra wounds. Instead of looking at these, they are closing up any open receptivity of that energy, the openness here. They are trying to distract themselves again heavily with outside sources, keeping themselves extremely busy so as to not think about the feminine. They are suppressing the extreme sensual desire, excuse me, the extreme sensual desire and visceral sensation the feminine ignites. When thoughts of the feminine breaks through their distractions with work, with projects, social interactions, he craves the feminine on a way that feels overwhelming and intense. Again, the masculine holds wounds in this chakra that the feminine stirs, and it immediately creates that trigger. For most masculines, it was just that they were denied pursuing their true creative passions, whether that's now or growing up. Some grew up in overly strict or religious households, so sexual desires were made to seem shameful. Some had to hide their sexual preferences in some instances, and for most extreme, unfortunate cases, some may have undergone some form of sexual abuse. The masculines need to claim their desire for their feminine and heal sexual repression in order to rebalance where they have been diverting their focus toward outward active energy. This will not only provide them wish fulfillment, but also healing. And it's the feminine's example set, once she demonstrates this, that the masculine will feel the shifting energetically, or this is by actually observing you if they have the means. This helps them navigate that process and their fears. I know that some of you are saying, well, I've claimed my desires, I'm a creative sexual being, and I'm sacrally balanced, but this is where the universe wants you to look deeper, to see in what areas you may still be blocking or suppressing, even in its smallest fraction and fashion, because our counterpart is our mirror. Even if it's that you, say, have always had a draw or a passion for dancing, but haven't taken up that dance class or, given yourself permission to go dancing more often, that in itself is claiming and embracing passion and desire. Are you pursuing your true passion and purpose? Honestly asking yourself these questions. Examine any area within where you were or where there were sexual repression growing up due to fear, etc. The masculine's 5D self, with that Backstreet Boys song download, wanted to let you know that, embraced or not, you are their fire. You are their true desire. This divine masculine needs to allow the sacral pull toward the feminine in order to balance the energies within himself. These self-defense mechanisms are keeping him from experiencing his true wish fulfillment when it comes to partnerships and relationships. I'm seeing that here with there being 2 cats on this card. The divine is making it extremely hard, however, for the masculine to continue to look away, although they're trying their damnedest. With these false, unfulfilling cups on both of your sides, the question that needs to be asked: how do I open myself up to the universe? How do I trust the process? The only way to embrace true freedom is by facing the fears, and once you root out what those fears may be, claiming those desires. Again, with the song, Don't fear the reaper, the death and transformation of the old. This is the necessary spiritual shift for the collective that have found my videos. You are the ones called to be the leaders in this part of the process. Again, this requires true acceptance of self and desires. This read may particularly resonate with those who are in fear of expressing their sexual identity or preferences. We currently live in a society where those rights are being questioned with hatred and backlash. This understandably makes it harder to embrace publicly. The universe recognizes and validates this fear and asks for your trust today. Ask you to look at and face these internal fears and place it in the hands of the divine. Are these fears worth losing the true, complete fulfillment you were meant to receive in this lifetime? The true freedom you were meant to feel in this lifetime? Lost by feeling this need to hide away. And this goes for all scenarios, of course, not just sexual identity. Balancing these sacral blockages will open your heart and allow the universe to bring in the intended blessings that it is trying to bring to you, that up until now it has been unable to due to that fear barrier. It is necessary to release and trust today. One of the blessings soon to follow when that energy is cleared, to the side over here, one of the blessings is that of a union with a romantic counterpart, your true soul partner. For I'm seeing, I don't know if you can see it, the 2 rings here on the hand offering up this pentacle. This can also be a deepening of a connection if you are already connected to or with your divine match in the 3D realm. This new spiritual plane that we've entered into as a collective is requiring us to shed the outdated, limited self and embrace being true. With this card that came out on the side, I am true to myself and others. I've removed my mask and stopped creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. This freedom is the only way to experience your wishes in the deepest, fulfilling way. This false wish may look structurally similar on the outside, and some may say it's close enough, it'll do, but again, it's lacking that which feeds and fuels the soul, that which stokes that fire within. Don't allow others around you to tell you their cups should be your cups. A masculine is learning on their side to embrace their true self. The work you do to balance the sacral in claiming your true desires, or claiming your sexual identity for a few, the work you do, the masculine will naturally mirror and balance on his side. Remember, the feminine paves the spiritual path, energetically opening up the masculine from the material world he is steeped in, phonetic outward actions he's immersed in, and guides him back to the embracing spirit in the divine. So today I leave you with the question, what can I do to open my heart to courage? So when I feel the fear, I can follow through with what I need to do and pursue what it is I truly desire to pursue. So that is your reading. I'm sending you all my best with love and light. Have a wonderful rest of your day.